Was you trying to make me cry in front of everybody, man?
Yeah, that's the point.
One word of advice. Buying TV, don't spend it on Hooker.
Super Russ. I'm the last character on my Justice League team with these 4 babes. Yo, what's up, guys? We're here with the first Simply Super of the new year. We're going to attempt a live Q&A. I think Simon came through with some questions on his Instagram story.
Yeah, I got a few. So thank you, anyone watching who did throw in some questions, and we'll get through those. And obviously, people in the chat, feel free to throw some questions, but don't go too crazy yet because we got to get through the ones we got on IG. Anything you need to shout out, mate?
Let's do a quick chat shout out right fast. We have Troy's Reviews, Captain Sorrow, and Mad Spidey in the house. And I think that's it for right now.
Australia represent. Mad Spidey's still is still got time off. So here we go. There's the t-shirt question. Boom.
Oh, that's the t-shirt, dude.
It's
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so are we gonna get straight into it, or
Oh yeah, let's just jump right in.
all right? Well, why don't we start off with the chat question with Troy? How long have you two friends?
Oh man, it's got to at least be 2 years, right? Because wasn't it my 2020 video a day series?
Yeah, so that's when I discovered Russ. I can't remember how I found your videos though. Like it would have been like a channel that I'm sure I would have just heard about your channel from someone else. I don't know whether it'd be like a gray man shout out or someone shouting you out.
I don't know.
So I checked out your channel, and yeah, the first video I watched was you talking about doing a video a day because you were depressed. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I watched it, and then I realized that you were a very funny dude. So yeah, just became friends through the YouTube chat, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I remember I found out about you from Sharon.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's
Isle of the Dark.
Maybe that's how. Maybe you subbed to me and I checked your channel that way. I can't remember how I got to your channel.
Yeah, but I can't remember exactly which was.
It would have been through that circle. For sure.
I know Sharon's like just huge, like community pusher, man. She'll get behind you and just advertise you to all kind of other channels.
Yeah, she definitely was my obviously Rod introduced me to the scene, so I got definitely a sub push from Rod, and then Sharon found me through Rod, and then Sharon was just like,
I was like, Rod has been doing the shout out show for at least a few years now, I think.
Does he still do it?
Yeah, he did the first one of the new year last Sunday.
It'd be getting hard to find all these new channels. I mean,
I think it would be, man, but they just keep popping up.
So yeah, that's how it started. The circle of YouTube friendship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I discovered heaps of people through Sharon, like Metarog, Carvey, John, and things like that. So
yeah. When I first came in, it was Matt, the boy who had 7, that introduced me to Metarog, and then I met pretty much everybody else through him.
Yeah, because Sharon said, I'll tell Metarog about you. He does shout outs for giveaways and stuff like that. Because not long after I got discovered from the community, I kind of reached my first 100 subs. And then Sharon's like, I'll let Metarog know. He always shouts out, giveaway wins. And I think that's how maybe Grey Man found me. Matt was the second person who actually had me on a live stream. But I
It's
was
funny
like,
because talking about Gray Man, he found my channel when I was doing the Funko Pop stuff, and
yeah.
I did one just messing around. I did one review with an Irish accent, and Gray Man was just like, "No, don't do that again." And I think that was like his first comment on my channel. And that's how I felt, Gray Man.
I remember Grey Man subbed to me, and then I don't know if he really watched my channel at the time. But then he resubbed to me later on. So that's where I know I was like, I assumed at the time, I was like, oh, this Grey Man guy must have unfollowed me and then followed me again and subscribed to me again. But then I realized once I met Grey Man, I was like, he never would have unsubbed me. So that definitely was a
yeah. I think that was just a YouTube blip.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Let me have a look at what I got here. So yeah, like I said, I didn't get too many, but I got, I think, enough to keep us going, and obviously, hopefully, people in the chat can keep us going too. So I may as well go in order. And again, thank you to the few people who did throw in some questions. But Captain Sarah was the first person, and she had 3 questions. The first one, I'm not sure if it was a setup, but the first one is the most lick-worthy girl.
You got to be very careful how you answer that question, brother.
I guess
I know who it is for me, but you better be careful with your answer.
Right, so let's play the card smart and let's go. Captain Saro in a Vampirella cosplay.
Good answer, bro.
There you go.
Now you'll be here for next week's show.
I have no doubt of what you're going to say.
It's got to be Gal Gadot, man. Who else
In a
could
Wonder
it be?
Woman cosplay?
In anything.
Or nothing.
Yes.
Oh well, that's good. That's good. Russ does definitely help me get a few subs in my days. Well, Grey Man, speak of the devil.
That, Troy. What's up, Gray?
Speak of the devil. Yes. So the next one, also from Captain Sarah, is YouTube goals for 2022.
That's tough, man, because YouTube has been kind of pretty slow lately. But I would love to hit that 2K mark by the end of 2022. It took me 4 years to get to 1K, so hopefully it don't take another 4 to get to 2K.
Again, I think you should probably focus on your watch hours too, because I think that's I think important goal for you right now, because that's what because I'm pretty certain, because I was supposed to promote my road to 1K a lot sooner and do the giveaway and stuff, but I don't have everything ready for it yet, so I haven't done that. So I'm pretty certain I'm not going to make it, but once I do get to the 1K mark, I'm really going to focus on my hours and try to just I'm probably going to start doing daily videos if I need to, and do a lot more live streams and stuff like that. Yes, we were speaking about you, Grey Man, and how this whole circle of YouTube friends came about, and how you unsubbed me ages ago. But yeah, obviously the 1K thing is, I mean, obviously this year's definitely the year it's going to happen. Yeah. But the viewing time is
today's just the 5th, man, so you might still make it by the 31st.
Yeah, it's 100 subs pretty much in a month is rough. That hasn't happened since, you first get discovered by the community, you kind of jump up. Yeah. But
it can happen, man. All you need is just a shout out from a bigger YouTuber, man, and it could blow up 100, 200.
I've had those pushes though before, and it's still you don't get 100. You can maybe get 15 to 20.
I don't know, man, because like a couple months back,
Yeah, you got your
yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy
yeah,
because
it
it
was
was getting to a
wild
point
because
yeah.
J Pops, she's just did a quick like 10-second video to enter one of my giveaways, but she had like 9,000 something subs. So I got like 200 and something subscribers from her 10-second video clip.
Yeah, that's unheard of. Like
That blew me away, man.
because it was getting to the point where I was like, Russ, you
Yeah,
put a tough goal on yourself to get to
there's
the
no way I would have
yeah.
made my
It
1K
was getting tough, and then it
without
happened.
that.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Russ just proved that anything is possible. So maybe it's possible, but again, I'm not gonna get down about it if I don't, because I know I'm gonna make it soon.
your YouTube link is in the first one in the description as always.
And yeah, no, Grey Man, we were discussing how you subbed me twice, like you resubbed me. And at the time, I thought that you must have unsubbed me to do that. But now that I know you never would have unsubbed, so it would have been a YouTube thing. But it means the first time you subbed me, you didn't watch any of my videos probably, because you didn't start commenting until the second time he subbed, and then yeah, we became good friends. All right, let's move on. The next one from Captain Saro. Final question from Captain Saro. This is a good one. Favorite episode of Simply Super so far? It's a good question.
Oh man,
Great question.
for me, it's got to be episode 2 where the community did that huge like surprise for me and helped me pay off my TV.
Yeah, look, yeah, you know what? That's good. That's got to be the best episode, right? It was good. I kind of in my head, I just straight away went to, oh, we had some pretty fun ones recently where we just talked about movies or video games. But
oh yeah, we've had a lot of fun moments, but that's
was
always going to be a standout to me because that just meant so much, and probably more than people realize.
yeah, and I'm glad that we were able to do that for you on this show as well. It was just a because I've seen those moments happen before on other channels and stuff like that, where the community sort of get together to do something like that. So yeah, I was just, as soon as you sort of said the thing, yeah, I was like, yeah, let's get something like this happening for us. So yeah, that was definitely that's definitely gonna win. And it was the first time. It was, even though it was only second episode, but we obviously had a lot of community members. We had a few community members join. We had obviously the video, which played obviously everyone who contributed. So yeah, and the worst thing was I had to keep it a secret so you wouldn't buy a TV, and then literally like a day or two before it happened, you bought a TV, which is fine. You paid it off straight away, and yeah, it all worked out. Yeah, of course, Grey Man, right?
It helped me out so huge that month because I also had enough to like pay the house rent out of that too, and that just that was big.
Okay, so
Mad Spidey.
Yes, no, that's what he spent the rest of it on.
They're wanting the rest of it after the bills.
Yeah, no, you paid off bills, which is good, mate. You did the important stuff. All right. So the next one is from Pale Lil. So Lily was a cosplayer that I actually interviewed at Supernova.
Oh yeah, I remember that. She was there. I can't pronounce the name. Was it Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8? Yeah.
This I can't get used to this camera and trying to show things on this screen, but yes,
yeah, I followed her Instagram from that interview.
Yes, so she threw in a question, which is good, and she wants to know the best and worst comic book you've ever read. I know what you're going to say for the worst.
Oh god, it's hard to pick one best, man, because I've read so many amazing like stories. God, it's hard to pick just one. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pick like a a storyline because I read it in trade paperback form, and that was the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. I picked up the trade paperback of that, and that was easily one of the best all-time Marvel stories I've ever read. It was like as good as I thought the movie was, the comic was so far above that.
Nice. Best one. That's so hard to choose. If I had to just choose, I'm going to go back to an earlier one, which I really enjoyed, which is the Brian Azzarello's Joker. Some people don't like it, but I think it was just because it was so dark and gritty and so not what I expected from comics. Because I guess when I first got into comics, I had no idea how mature I guess they could be. Yeah. So that had like that was. Have you read that one? The one where he comes out of
I have. I actually won a copy of that. It was either last year or 2020. I won it in a contest from
JoJo, was it? Was it JoJo?
Yeah, JoJo Flicks and Comics.
Yeah.
She did like a big massive giveaway and give away like multiple things, and I was lucky enough to win a copy of that book.
Yeah, I sent a copy of that to Matilda because I want to send her my favorite thing. But the art in it, obviously, is Bermeo. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Harley Quinn's like a coke snorting stripper in it.
It like really shows like how twisted the Joker is in the stories.
Yeah, and
I can't remember that came out after The Killing Joke because I think The Killing Joke came out in the 80s.
Oh, it's way later. Yeah, Killing Joke ancient. Killing Joke was like that.
That came out. Yeah, that came out before I even started collecting comics.
Yeah, Killing Joke. So Killing Joke was the first. Not the first thing I read, but one of the first, because I watched the Killing Joke movie, and that got me fascinated, like because I was really kind of into the Joker thing. So I watched the Killing Joke movie, and then I watched the special features, and that's when I learned it was actually a comic book. So I went and bought the Killing Joke deluxe edition and read that, and it was really good. What was the worst thing you've ever read?
Oh man. It's got to be. I think the issue was number 76. I did it for an episode of Random Reads, like way back when I did that series. It was Batman said, I think issue 76. It was part of the City of Bane story or something. And that book was so hard to get through, man. I mean, if I had been reading consistently, I might not have been as confused. But I just opened that book up, because that was like the first issue I bought since issue 50. And it was just Thomas Wayne was back out of nowhere. He was fighting the Bat family. And I was lost, man. And I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, but that's even harder. You drop the book and then you just pick up a random one.
Yeah. I picked up that cover because it was like an homage to Batman 497, where Bane broke Batman's back. And I just happened to draw that one randomly for an episode of Random Reads, and it just horrible story, man. I hated the whole idea that Batman let Bane break him because he wanted to see how much he could take to come back from. It's just completely ridiculous, and a few other choice words I won't say because my channel is PG. Yo, what's up, Biggie?
It's a biggie. Yeah, well, that's stuff. You just listed a single issue, mate. I don't know what the worst thing I've read is, especially like single issues. Like, actually, I want to make a joke and say Watchmen, but I'm not going to go that far. Just because, yeah,
I've actually never read Watchmen, so I don't know anything about them.
Maybe you should give it a crack, mate. It's not easy to get through. It's long.
Yeah.
It's slow. I'm sure in its day, in the time, it was groundbreaking, but for me, it was just very slow.
Really?
I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've read, because it was just because I felt like I needed to read it, because obviously I was just getting into comic books. Doomsday Clock was coming out, so I was like, oh, should I read Watchmen before Doomsday Clock? This guy at the comic shop was like, you definitely got to read Watchmen. So I was like, all right. Bought the Watchmen thing, and it took me, I think I I was trying to read like 2 chapters a night, and that was tough.
Yeah.
There's one chapter which I sped through, which was the Rorschach chapter, which was really good. And some of the chapters weren't bad, but some of them were just really, really slow. So I didn't, and the movie, I don't mind the movie. The movie's fine.
I never watched the movie either, man. I
There you go.
just didn't see it.
I would say, I don't know which way to do it first, but yeah, look, you see, it's a master. It's a slow burn, man. It's a very slow burn.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, right, the guy at the comic shop was like, there's these bits in between each chapter or at the end of each chapter which aren't comic form. It's like written form, right? And it's like, you have to read them. They're very important. I was like, okay. And dude, some of those bits got hard to read after I got towards the end. I was like, I ain't reading this. It's too hard. But yeah, I read a single issue I read recently, which was just like, that kind of had, I was the first time I felt like those passionate comic book fans who get mad about, what's happening in the story was I tried to read the most recent Sheena, right, that came out because, I was like, oh, I like the Sheena character. I should read one of her books, right? So I tried that first issue that recently came out, and man, like, I was just like, what? Like, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, right? She wakes up in this bed on the first page, and then she looks out the window, and there's flying cars. And I was like, what? What? So I'm going to go back a little bit because I think it was Gary B maybe said something about, the J. Scott Campbell Sheena cover?
Yeah.
That's the first issue. Apparently he said that runs all right. So I might actually skip the current one and keep cover buying it and go back and read the old one.
I know. Was it, I was watching your comic call. Was it the Sheena book that had the ASM homage?
With the great foot?
Yeah, that was so, like, I don't even know how to describe how weird that looked, man. It's like,
Look
I
at
don't
that
know
foot.
what's going on with that foot.
Oh, focus. Focus camera.
The camera don't even want to focus on it. It's like I don't even know how to describe that. It's almost like alien like.
Look at it.
Like I don't know. Like I like J. Scott Campbell and
Well, no, so that's
like
not
that.
J. Scott
But,
Campbell.
oh, it's not.
The top one there is a J. Scott Campbell cover.
Okay.
See that?
Who did
I don't know
ugly
who did.
foot?
I don't know who did the ugly foot, but in that top one in the J. Scott Campbell cover, Bubs pointed out in the stream once that he hates the foot on it, and it's because he draws the line in this weird place, which makes her big toe look massive. And Captain Sarah made up lies in my stream last night, saying that I like feet. All right.
New hashtag.
No. No. All right. So thank you, Parallel, for that one. I've only got a few more, and then we'll maybe go to the chat to keep us busy. And I've also got questions for Russ as well. So, yeah, stop. But no, I don't like feet. I swear. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. All right. The next one is from Brendan, who is a shopper at Big City Comics, also known as the Snyder Cut guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's famous for liking the Snyder Cut. So his question is, restore the Snyderverse? Yes or absolutely yes?
100% yes, they need to do that.
Um,
Right now, who's ever in charge at DC making decisions for movies? I have some Tom King choice words for them that I can't mention here either, but they need to be fired. What's up, Chop?
Yeah, hey, Chop. What's this stuff going on about? I haven't looked into it too much, but I've seen people about the new Flash movie.
From what I understand, they're planning on using the kind of Flashpoint storyline, whatever they're going to do, where Barry goes back in time to do away with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill.
And they're replacing him with chicks?
Yeah. like the Batgirl, Supergirl, which I don't have a problem with, but I still want to see Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck playing those roles. There's no need to replace them with so much multiverse stuff going on now. You can have a Supergirl movie, you can have a Batgirl movie, but you can have them
How about-
interact with Superman and Batman. I don't know why they want to.
Did
They
they
want to
not?
like completely erase like the Snyderverse like characters, which
I
makes no
don't
sense to me.
understand like how many people obviously love like did you like the Snyder Cut, yeah?
Yeah, and I love Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah,
I know a
exactly.
lot of
And
people didn't like Man of Steel because of like the violence and Superman breaking Zod's neck, but I love that movie.
and I think Affleck is just looks it looks like Batman. I
Yeah,
think he
I would
looks
like
like
when he first got casted. I wasn't sure about it, but and I know like Batman versus Superman had its problems, but that one like fight scene in the warehouse where Batman was swooping in, that was like straight out of the Arkham game, man. That was freaking awesome. And that alone just made me like Affleck as Batman.
well, maybe they could recast and put you. There you go, bearded. Look at that, Russ as Superman.
That would be good, man. I need to hit the gym though a little bit, or just get like a muscle suit. What's up,
Hey,
JPL Flash? What's going on, brother?
and Sean, who just showed up, it's actually Sean's birthday today. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's that notification. Who
What's up, Bearded?
Sean is who started the picture a day that me and
Oh
Russ are
yeah.
doing on Instagram at the moment. So
That's fun, man.
happy birthday, Sean.
Happy birthday, Sean.
There you go. But yeah, like so I definitely think restore the Snyderverse, but I don't think it's going to happen with all the things I've been hearing.
I know it's crazy. It's like the cool thing about Henry Cavill is he's like a huge like nerd. He loves this like geek culture, video games, comic books, the comic book movies. And he's just like such a perfect fit for Superman. It'd be a shame to see him go. But
It's just
I wouldn't doubt. I mean, there's rumors all over the place that he might play Captain Britain in Marvel. He could play Hyperion and a couple other various characters. So if DC like really cut him, they're losing out big time.
I don't understand who. Yeah, like how can you make the decisions you're making over there when like Marvel are killing it in the movie things and DC just
Yeah,
can't. They just like just dumb idea after dumb idea. Like what?
I know. It's
Like
like
what?
it just seems like they have no direction in their universe. I mean, I can understand if an actor wants to leave a role, then replace them. But if they're like campaigning to keep doing that character and they're good at it and it draws in revenue, what's the problem?
That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, so definitely restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah,
And yeah, because it's funny because how excited were people for Flashpoint, and now to hear this, hopefully it's just like a rumor to throw everyone off, mate.
yeah.
But
I mean, 'cause I'm excited to see Michael Keaton come in and play an older Batman. But I think what they should have done with that is they should have had like used that to bring in Batman Beyond. Have
yeah,
Keaton as Bruce Wayne training Terry McGinnis to take over and be Batman.
yes,
That would have
that's
been
I don't
fantastic.
know
But
anything. I don't know anything about Batman Beyond really, but I know that yeah, that's definitely what they should have been doing.
yeah,
So,
doing good, brother. Hope you are too.
All right, so let's keep it going. The next one is from Comics with Murdoch. Lover of Lickworthy books. His question is favorite artist and writer duo.
That's hard too because I like so many of the older writers and the artists, and there's like obviously plenty of the newer artists that I love: Frizen, Cohen, Middleton.
Yeah, but writer, artist, and writer duo. So I guess does he mean? I think he might maybe meaning when the two work together.
Yeah.
Well, before when I said Joker is one of my favorite, Joker by Brian Azzarello is my one of my favorite things I've read was obviously Azzarello and Bermeo. Obviously did Batman Damned together. Batman Damned wasn't as good, but I definitely that Joker book was killer.
Yeah.
I know who there's is it Jeff Lemire and Andre Serino? I can't remember the guy's name, but they worked together a lot. They did the Joker that Black Label one, Killer Smile.
Oh yeah.
Azzarello and Maria Lovett. What did they do? What did he write the Maria Lovett drew for? So what about there's I like Gerald Jones when she writes and draws. Faithless. Ah, of course. Yes. They did. He wrote Faithless.
Yeah, I remember a Jenny Frison cover for that run that was very nice.
Yeah, I've got that. But you know what about because old school writers you're probably more familiar with like the old school writer and artist. There you go, Wolfman and Perez.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, John Byrne on his X-Men run, Claremont, so good, man. Like if I'm thinking just like nostalgia for me, I got to go with Dan Durgan's writing, and I do love Perez art, but I don't think I'm pretty sure that they never worked together. But if you can just like pick anybody, Jurgens Perez.
How about this one? Clayman and Tom King.
Okay, so now this is just the super show, and the simple part is gone.
Hey man, I haven't read The Bat and the Cat, but some people are loving it. Some people are loving it, and I do have it.
I started to pick up that series, but I just never started getting them.
I read the first issue and then
bring myself to.
Yeah, I read the first issue and then I decided, hey, I should just read this all in one. I think that's how King sort of.
It's going to be 12 issues, right? Total.
12 issue, and there's like an annual, I think, as well, or a special.
Oh, really?
In there, which probably won't matter in the storyline, I'm sure. It would be a lot better at once, yes. So, yeah, okay. So, who would you like to see? Is there a writer artist combo you'd love to see?
Like, I guess Jurgens and Perez, man. If I'm going like older school, because I love the way, especially like the Wonder Woman run Perez did. I loved his art on that. His art was really good on the Marvel Fanfare issues with Black Widow. And Jurgens' writing from the 90s just always stands out to me. I haven't really read any of his current stuff, though, so I don't know if it's still like as good.
All this Perez talk is giving me FOMO now. So you know how at the moment he's doing the CGC signing?
Yeah.
And you can send books off to him. So Sean hit me up yesterday because he already sent books. So he's like, man, if I knew, I would have sent some for you as well. But he let me know that there's this dude here in Australia who has this sort of comic book group, and he's sending books off for people as well. It's about $150 if I want to get one sent in. And I'm like,
wow.
I was like, should I get it? Oh, man.
I was lucky enough to actually find 2 Perez signatures in a dollar bin like 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So Tom Taylor, you can't say Tom Taylor and Jenny Frison because Jenny Frison doesn't do interior art. Well, I think she has in the past, but she's a cover artist. So yeah I don't know if she'd work for interiors.
But I mean, you can pick anybody, put any team you want together, I guess.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? People have said to me before, like, there's cover artists are cover artists because some of those cover artists couldn't do interiors.
Yeah, that's true.
Like some of the Batman artists recently, they've been so good. But I get them mixed
Like,
up.
I guess Jenny Frizen couldn't draw anybody talking on the interior because, according to Bub, she can't do teeth. So everybody had to be like wearing a mask in the comic.
I don't know what Bob's problem is, mate. That one that I had on that stream with the teeth, I was like, those teeth look fine. There's nothing wrong with those teeth. Yeah, so yeah, some
What's up, Big O?
some of the current Batman artists like that Jorge Molina, I think is doing it now, but the one before, the Jorge Jimenez or something like that, that was during Tynan's run. I loved it. I was loving the Batman style that was going on.
I missed most of those runs, so I can't really say much about those.
Yeah. Okay, so I've only got two more. They're a little bit silly from some silly guy called Bub's World. So
do we have to censor the questions?
No, I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of good answers to them. The first one he wrote has Russ ever considered getting a live girl on his channel to increase views and subs?
I have tried with no success over the years.
Yes, it's a winning formula. I can tell you that, Russ. It definitely works.
I could just, like you said, just start like putting a picture of Gal Gadot behind me in my videos every time. But yeah, as far as an actual woman, none has entered my fortress of solitude, unfortunately.
But like, so didn't you say you're in a really small town and like, are you in one of those towns where everyone knows each other?
Yeah, pretty much.
How are
I
you
know I know all 7 people.
How are you not the YouTube guy though?
I don't know, man. Because every time I go to a restaurant, I leave one of my cards on the table with the tip.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do, man. I've got nothing so far.
That's a move.
Yeah, but it hasn't worked.
One time, because at work sometimes people they want to come back and see you, right? Because you served them and you gave them good service, whatever. So they ask for your card, and we have these little blank cards that we just wrote our name on. But one time we ran out, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I just gave him my YouTube card. I don't know if he subscribed or not, but and then the last question from Bubs is, I guess this one's directed at me. How famous is Simon in the Aussie comic community? In the comic community, I don't know if I'm that. I don't know. People probably know me, but people probably also think I'm an idiot because of some of the things. Some people are really serious about their collecting, and I don't know if they appreciate people licking their books. So,
well, I mean, it's not like you like take it out of the bag and just salivate all over it, man.
Yeah, no. In fact, I try not to make
book or anything.
My books, right? It's like a fake lick, guys.
Yeah,
just to spoil everything for you. But
if you don't have fun with collecting, man, what are you doing?
It's kind of funny though. Like at the at Comic-Con recently, there was a couple of people who said, "Hey, I'll watch your videos and stuff like that," which is pretty cool. So it's cool to be able to get to meet. I guess when there's few people that do come up to me and say, "Hey, I watch your videos," because most of it is coming from the US and the comic community and things like that. So when I get to meet the people that are outside that YouTube comic community, it's cool when they come up and say hi and say, "I'll watch your videos." So because I just assume that you guys are watching.
What's up, White Tiger?
All right, so we've still got about 20 minutes left. That's all the questions I got from IG. So thank you to all those people. So maybe I've got 3 questions for you, Russ, but we'll also take any questions from the chat. Like Sarah has one there. Favorite Frizen cover? I don't know, so I'm just going to go with the Faithless one.
Oh man, she did a great cover for issue 72 that I love.
Yeah, I know you've shown that the Wonder
Yeah.
Woman one. Is
Yeah,
that the
I
one
have
with
that issue.
the
Yeah.
lasso sort of circle around?
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
That's like
that
the first one that popped in my head for favorite.
that one of my favorite Wonder Woman ones that she's got done, which I actually don't have, is the one she's kind of like blindfolded and she's like holding.
Oh yeah,
Something.
that's a good one.
I don't have that, but I need to get it. Captain Sarah's is it the Me You Love in the Dark? I'm very glad. So she saw that cover and she was like, "Do you want to go halves? Like, she'll take the Virgin, and I'll take the trade dress." And I was like, "Yes, that cover is absolutely killer." I don't have it nearby, but yeah, that cover is absolute. Oh, I should get that graded. That's such a good cover. All right. So, anyone in the chat have any questions they want to throw at us? Feel free, but just to kill time right now, and just in case we don't get anyone in the chat ask any questions. I've got some for you, Russ.
All right.
I have 3 questions for you. So we can interchange maybe if questions start coming through. We got one from Metarog, but let's go with mine first.
All right.
If you won $10 million, what would you spend it on?
Oh God. The first thing I'd buy like a nice like brick home with a huge walk-in basement, big deck on the back. I've always like lived in little apartments. I've never had an actual like brick house. I've always wanted one. That would be the number one purchase.
Yep. And what would you purchase to go inside this house?
Oh man. The walk-in basement, I would have a huge like game room with some old school arcades, a pool table, have a huge flat screen TV with like a game system set up down there. That's all I need, brother. And a grill to go on the deck in the back.
Nice. And what book? What would be the first book you would purchase, mate?
Man. I would have to get an Action Comics #1.
And that's
I wouldn't go for any like high grade $1 million copies. I would go for a lower grade raw copy and just get it like one of those like big thick cases for it to display it on the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if you buy a high grade of that, that's a big chunky of your 10 mil gone.
Yeah, no, definitely ain't trying to spend the whole 10 mil on one book, man.
All right, so what was that? Do you want to put Metarog's question back up again?
Oh yeah, let me find it quick. You could go back to any era for 1 hour. What era would it be? And what would you do? Oh man, I would go back to the Golden Age era. I'd pick up 10 copies of Action Comics 1. When I got back here, I would grade them, sell 9 of them, and have one for me. And then there's like multiple millions of dollars. Because them suckers would be like 9/8, man.
Yeah. You're a thinker, mate. You're a thinker. I would go back to the 80s because back in the 80s, obviously I was a kid, but I always used to think that my brothers, because my brothers are all like 10 years plus sort of older than me, I always thought my brothers were like the coolest dudes with their like mullets and their heavy metal music. So I always wanted to go back to the 80s and see what it was like to go to like, just go out, see like a band play and like the back in those days and have a few drinks. So yeah, and grow my hair long. Mad Spidey had obviously a Spidey question. I think you missed.
Oh, okay. What is your
favorite Spidey story?
It's got to be for me Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, okay. It's funny because I actually would have. Wait, that was back in the day, right?
Yeah, that was back in the 90s.
Yeah,
that was like the first Spider-Man story that I read that got me into Spider-Man comics.
Oh, yeah, you just broke it down because I was just thinking I like more recently when I got into comics, I kind of lost because Spider-Man was like my favorite superhero kind of when I was reading comics back when I was a kid. My favorite comic superhero that I was reading. And then when I started reading comics again, I thought I'd get into Spider-Man. I just kind of lost interest because I wasn't feeling what I was reading. But back in the day, obviously, I was really into the Clone Saga thing. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Maximum Carnage might have been around that time.
Yeah.
But the that ASM 400, that was the book that I read that blew me away. I bought it because of the embossed cover, thinking this will be worth millions of dollars one day. I read it, and I couldn't believe how good the story was in it. So I recently reclaimed that book, thanks to a certain friend, and
that was cool.
I really want to reread that. So yeah, just because I always remember how blown away I was by the story, which got me into Spider-Man. So
Did I miss your question, Gray Man?
Yeah, well, I didn't see Gray Man. What do you got? What do you got?
Okay. Favorite Z-list heroes and villains. That's like bottom of the barrel there.
I know my favorite Z-list hero. My favorite Z-list hero is Sideways. No one cares about Sideways. He may never have another story like his own book again, but people need to read Sideways. I really liked it. There's more the end. The end was just like, it was the only time I've ever read a book that sent shivers down my spine, mate. I was just like,
really?
Whoa. Yeah, it was just, the ending kind of shocked me, I guess. It was a really shocking ending. I was like, whoa, that was, yeah. And then, you know what? We'll never know. We'll never know what happens.
One Z-list villain I can think of was from I can't remember if it was Golden Age or Silver Age Batman story that I read digitally. The villain was this he was like a racer head or a racer man or something crazy. And he just had like this long, like this skinny body with this yellow pinstripe suit that looked like a pencil. And dude's head was literally an eraser. And he could erase, like break the fourth wall and erase stuff with his head. It was so like cheesy fun, man.
There was a character in the most recent Justice League Dark. He was when Tynan was writing it, Upside Down Man, and I kept talking about him a lot because he was one of the first new villains that I kind of discovered as well. Upside Down Man.
There's a lot of cheese out there. We're like, I think there was actually a book that came out with not too long ago, like talking about like all these like ridiculous heroes, like worst heroes and worst villains. There was like some dude like just like his arms could fall off and they could throw them at people. Arm fall off boy or something insane.
Well, that's a similar question. So, Sean's, what character that you really like that is not really mainstream? Get Sideways is my go-to. He's not mainstream, but what about indies? I mean, you don't really read indies, do you?
Well, I mean, not much. I did read the first two episodes, the first two issues of the House of Slaughter, but I can't remember any of the characters' names. Like I would have to go back to like the 90s because I used to read like some Witchblade, some Danger Girl, Spawn, a Gen 13. And I don't guess they were ever really well. Spawn is probably the most mainstream.
Were those books any good?
I remember liking them back in the day, but I also, I was a teenager and there was hot girls all in the books. So objectively, I don't know if the stories were good, but the pictures were fantastic. What's up, Over Easy Mode?
Hey Jay, what's going on? Okay, so what else I got? I got another two for you, mate. I've got another two for you. These are not comic book related, but who are some of your music idols?
Oh man, like late 80s, early 90s. I like only listened to country back then growing up as a kid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I was just all about 90s country. And then my older brother moved back in with us. And he was a metalhead. And I got introduced to bands like Metallica, Megadeth, Rob Zombie, Ozzy Osbourne, and that just like changed my whole world musically. Because until I was like 13, I didn't know there was any other kind of music besides country. And I went through like this whole like metal goth phase.
Oh.
Like I went full like goth phase for a while, man.
Like even dressing?
Yeah,
Even you,
it's all
wow.
black.
We need
'Cause
to get those photos out.
I'm already pale. So
Yeah, we need to see the photos
so that
of
was
that.
like a huge like influence growing up, music wise. And then
Yeah.
later on, I started getting into because I was like in the goth stage. Then I discovered Evanescence and just fell in love with Amy Lee, man. Her voice, her look. So
Ah,
for a long time, I was like all about Evanescence and Amy Lee.
so Super Russ is like me. He likes the goth
Yeah.
babes. Very good, very good. Yeah, I always wonder because I know you're kind of into a lot of your sort of new metal stuff. I just go by the stuff that I hear you put in the stories.
Yeah.
So I assumed, but I didn't know you were into all the '80s sort of stuff too. So
Yeah,
that's
like musically, I can go from the Beach Boys to Five Finger Death Punch.
yeah,
It's a little bit of everything.
yeah. Because you like I said, all my brothers were like '80s sort of hair metal guys. So they were into like the more lamer hair metal bands like your Motley Crues and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
Skid Row, which I like. I love all those bands too. And then they also got into like their Megadeth and Metallica and stuff like that too. But yeah, I always thought that was kind of like they kind of helped me steer towards like I guess a more alternative thing as I get a little bit older, I think. So Arm Fall Off Boy, yep. Could be Arm Fall Off Boy sounds like a band. Kind of like Fall Out Boy, but
Just throw the arm in there. You're good to go.
which comic book villain would fit best in a James Bond movie? Kingpin.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Realistic,
Definitely.
I think. Yeah.
And
Although it'd be much more interesting to see him like maybe try to take on like Darkseid or something like that because he ain't winning.
Yeah. That's hard because it's hard to pick like a villain that doesn't have like powers that would fit into a James Bond world. Kingpin's a great choice.
Yeah, but I guess in the comic book world, anything goes, mate. I mean, there's Transformers and My Little Pony crossovers, so
Yeah. Norman Osborn as Green Goblin would make a good villain, I think.
Bullseye, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That'd be like the new Odd Job. You could just give Bullseye a hat with a metal ring around it like Kung Lao.
All Spidey characters, it looks like. Kingpin, Hammerhead, Tombstone from Spidey.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tombstone and Hammerhead. Those are some more obscure type villains. Not really in the mainstream.
What villain would you like to see go to the good side and vice versa? That's a good question.
And there's been a few that have over the years, like Magneto, for one, has been one that kind of has towed the line lately between like villain to more anti-hero. Venom kind of did that. But like,
I feel like if you're a villain and you become super popular, there's always that chance that they could sort of turn you into that end. Like if you're a villain and then you get your own series, often you're almost like an anti-hero automatically, right?
Yeah. Even Norman Osborn went good for a while in the comics, and he was like the ultimate like non-redeemable villain for a while.
Or even Joker, if you've read The White Knight, is kind of about how the Joker becomes kind of like a good guy, sort of.
Really?
Yeah, The White Knight's great.
I've got one issue of that, but I haven't read it.
Is it the first issue though?
It was the free comic book day version of it.
Yeah. That's the first. I think that's the first issue.
Yeah.
It was Batman Day. It was Batman Day
Yeah.
version. But White Knight was really good. All right. We nearly filled up the hour. I can't believe it. But I still have one question from my list anyway for you.
All right.
Which was, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh man. It's funny because for the longest time when I was a kid, I wanted to be a WWF wrestler when I grew up. I was like obsessed with that in my childhood. I used to like have dreams of winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I would like watch the tapes, study the moves, try to learn them, and then get like dropped on my head and say it's over.
What age would you say you were when that was happening?
Oh gosh, probably in between. I was 11 when I saw my first match, so probably between 11 and 16 when I just really wanted to be a wrestler super bad. But I still like always remained a fan of wrestling. I still watch it to this day.
Yeah, I definitely went through my wrestling. Like, so obviously through the 80s, I enjoyed the wrestling because my brothers used to sort of get access to it. And then I kind of dropped off because I couldn't really watch it anymore. And then there was one night, I think it was like Survivor Series, it was on free-to-air television. And I watched it, and that was when I first got introduced to like Stone Cold, The Rock,
Yeah.
Mankind, Undertaker, and all that. And I was like, holy crap. I couldn't believe how good it was. So I really got into it. And this was in my sort of mid-teens. And that's when I loved it so much, man, that I was like, man, I want to be a wrestler. I started lifting weight. And I'm talking about all the way up to when I was like 18, 19. I was like lifting weights and stuff like that because I wanted to be a wrestler.
I got pile driven on the like ground, not the ring, on the ground, and it jammed my neck and hurt so freaking bad. And that's when I decided I'll just stick to the video games and watching it on TV.
Yeah, me and my friend used to obsess over the SmackDown video games. We used to play it. That's all we did.
Oh yeah.
That's all we did.
I still get the new game every year it comes out. I still get it.
Yeah. All right. What is the end game for your collecting, if there is one?
That's hard because you always want that like one more book that for the collection.
Yeah, I think if I just become rich, I'll just start buying all the keys, and then I won't need any.
Yeah. I know, like my list that I put together this year for the 2022 list. A lot of it is just like run filler stuff. There's a lot of runs I want to fill in this year and complete, and there's like maybe 6 or 7 or 8 like big keys on the list. But after that list is done, there's always going to be another list. So I don't know if there is an end game to collecting.
Yeah, I wish there was because, like, where am I going to put all this stuff, man?
Yeah.
I'm literally, the room I have is running out of space with all these boxes and stuff.
One thing I did is I made the decision this year to completely cut out buying new comics. I'm only going to focus on this list and save it up for these like bigger keys on the list. So like I did cut out new comics. So I guess that was like an end to that.
Yeah, I'm starting to cut books that because I'm so behind on everything. I'm starting to cut books where I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to get around to reading that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to start cutting titles.
Godzilla and Power Ranger miniseries.
Is that the end game?
Like the original, like Bronze Age Godzilla books and stuff. Some of those are pretty pricey, I think.
Yeah, that first Godzilla is, I think. So
I can't remember if they made if Godzilla started in the Silver Age. I don't think he did. Might have.
I know what the cover looks like. It does look almost Silver Age-ish, the way the cover is. It's got like the old I think it's got the old little Marvel thing at the top. You know, the little banner at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the crossover. That's what I thought he meant. I thought he meant a crossover.
Oh. I had no idea that the Power Rangers Godzilla crossover.
Mate, you name it, they've probably done it.
Yeah. I mean, with the Zords and stuff, that would be like pretty cool looking. It'd be like the Mega Godzilla.
Back in this, hang on, wait, they did what? How long ago was? I didn't know Power Rangers were around that long.
I don't know when the original Japanese Power Rangers started.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
And then, they adapted it in the 90s.
Oh,
A lot of from what I remember, they used like a lot of footage from the original, and then when they like showed them with like their helmets off, they switched to the new footage and stuff.
That makes sense with all the Power Rangers battle scenes that it was a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I never.
Yeah, it started there.
I never knew that. All right, mate, we've reached the hour. Whew, we did it. We did it.
I was sweating for a while, man, because I didn't get any questions on my posts. So I was like, man, are we going to be able to do this show?
No, we did it, mate. It was good. It was good. And thank you, everyone who put their 2 cents in because, this was very last minute. That's why it's always hard when you do something last minute to thing. But that's why I was like, make sure you just prepare some questions for each other, maybe, just in case.
Yeah. I didn't ask you any questions, man.
Oh, no need.
I can improvise some.
On part 2 of Q&A, we'll do that next time, mate.
All right. Sounds good. I'm never prepared enough.
It's all good, mate. That's why every night before I go to bed, when I have to wake up to do this, I'm on my phone. I've got my little Simply Super notes, and I make notes just in case, just to keep it flowing.
You were the glue that holds this show together.
Try, mate. But I didn't have any ideas this week. I was just like, oh crap, the show's on like tomorrow. What should we do? So
I was like, Q&A.
Maybe one day we need to do a chat's choice, kind of like Greyman does the and Comic goes the chat's choice. We get people to throw in episode ideas, and they can we'll put it on a wheel and we can spin it.
Yeah.
Do
like a community post poll or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You got what you got planned, mate? Your video a day series is doing well.
Yeah, I did. I actually did one earlier before this stream. It was I brought back the 5 random pulls. And I pulled like 5 books from the Superman box. Had the box balanced on my shoulder like I did last year. Didn't drop it this time.
I'm impressed that you did a video because I thought this would be your video for the day, but you didn't count it. You still
I'm not gonna count the live streams.
That's good.
So yeah, that'll continue tomorrow. The video a day. I don't know if I'm gonna take it past January. I might stop at the end of January. It just depends on how things go. But February, I'm not going to commit to February.
But February is the month.
yeah, it's my most depressing month.
Maybe do a live stream a day for February.
Oh God, I don't know if I could handle that, man. I'd be on here like, especially on the 14th, I'd be like streaming and crying. I'd be like, so what's up, guys?
All right, mate. Well, let's wrap it up.
You got anything you want to promote?
I have my 900 subscriber giveaway out at the moment. It's not going to run as long as my usual one, so get in on that quick. And I'm just trying to get stuff together for my 1K giveaway as well. So I'm going to be doing a road to 1K rather than a 1K giveaway. We'll do the road to 1K, and hopefully that can push the subs a little bit quicker.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I've still got to get everything together for that. So it's not going to come out as soon as I thought it would. But yeah, it's going to happen.
Maybe like mid-month or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping by mid-month, but that's also only a week away. So yeah, we'll figure it out.
Hit that link in the description, guys, and Simon up if you're not already. Get a couple more of the t-shirt bots to give some subscriptions away.
Yeah, but they're probably the bots are the ones that get unsubbed, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. That's why my sub count's like been going up 3 and down 3. It's the t-shirt bots, man. They're messing with everybody's emotions on YouTube.
Ever since I announced my 900 sub, it's been up 1, down 1, up 1, down 1, up 1, down 1.
Yeah, it's crazy. I started my giveaway and immediately lost 5 subs. Like, what the crap, man?
So once I announce my road to 1K, I might drop below 900.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll see. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out today. We appreciate it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we'll be
Definitely
back next
appreciate
week.
the questions.
Same Russ time, same Russ channel.
With whatever the crap we can come up with.
Yeah, we'll have something. Yeah,
live strip tease next week?
No, definitely not. We
Right,
want people to watch. See you guys.
Peace.